Ryan here with Prudential Pest Solutions, and we are looking at some yellow jackets that are going in and out of a hole behind into the siding here and ended up being inside of a closet. So we're zooming out and we zoom back in and we can see the outer layer of the nest and obviously yellow jackets coming and going out of there. So the clients, this was in Malvern, Pennsylvania, which is on the main line in Chester County in southeastern Pennsylvania. And the reason they even noticed this was there's a closet on the inside, which we'll see where we're going to do the treatment. And the homeowner was moving some things out of the closet and he saw a bunch of debris on the ground. And he thought, wow, is this for mice or rats or something like that? And the more he moved, the more yellow jackets were coming out until finally the closet was full of yellow jackets. So that's when they called us and we were able to come out, and obviously we'll get this thing treated, get the nest out of there and get it sealed up so that no new yellow jackets can come in. So while I was at this house, I saw on their bulletin board in their kitchen that it said, "Welcome Baby Dom 2021." And that is their nephew, which is going to be born next year. So we dedicated this treatment to him. And congrats to the family on another edition. But like with anything in life, you know, yin and yang, there's good and bad. And with the birth of their nephew, we're going to kill these yellow jackets. So with every death, there's a birth. So these yellow jackets got to go. So you can see there's just some nice decorative stuff in here. This is their craft closet. I say theirs, it was the wife's craft closet. And if I move the box right here, then this is where the homeowner originally found the nesting debris, or what he thought was nesting debris. And it's kind of tough to see because I got the head camera mount. But all that down there is pieces of drywall and pieces of nest. And it looks like there was a panel on the wall, a small panel that someone had made into or had used to cover up what used to be, there used to be a hose that used to go out through the outside wall there. And coincidentally, that's where the yellow jackets were coming in. So when they removed that hose fitting, they drywalled off the hose shut off on the inside, but they never closed up the hole in the siding. And that's what allowed the yellow jackets to enter this void here. So I'm all suited up. I got my PTPI, which I'm using to inject into the nest there. And then I'm going to cut a little opening and we'll get that nest removed. And what I like about using PTPI, it's an aerosol insecticide. It's very, very fast acting and it permeates that void very quickly, which is nice because I couldn't get into this closet completely to shut the door. So any treatment that we did, you know, we had to make sure that we were killing yellow jackets quick so that they didn't just start flooding the house. So pretty tight little quarters in this closet here. And I got my drywall saw, and we're going to start opening the wall up here. And we're going to just remove where this panel was. And you're going to see here in a minute why we only used hand tools for this kind of work, because we never know what's behind there. And in this case, there was the copper pipe for where the hose used to be. And had we been using some sort of electrical Sawzall or something like that, then we could have easily cut right through the pipe and had a much bigger issue besides just yellow jackets. So we can see some yellow jackets coming out. They're on my gloves. And I wear those thick welding gloves, which they can't sting through, and they go beyond my wrist, which is nice. So now we're going to start removing the nest. And I try to remove it as in big chunks as possible, because with all the larvae and, with all the larvae in there, it just can make quite a mess. So when you pull the comb out all at once or in big chunks, it really cuts down on the mess and the cleanup time. And in a perfect world, I would have cleaned this closet out so I could have, you know, better access to it. But the problem was, as soon as you open up that closet door, the yellow jackets were already in there, and I was trying to avoid getting as many yellow jackets into the house as possible. So there's a big chunk of the nest coming out. A couple tiers there. We can see the white caps of the brood cells. Those will all be new yellow jackets had the nest been left alone. And I was the homeowners right behind me as I was doing the treatment here. They had a lot a faith in my ability to make sure that yellow jackets weren't going to come into the house. But they were telling me how they were telling one of their parents how they were having a professional exterminator come, and I guess the mother was like, oh, just get a can of Raid or something like that. So I was joking with the homeowners that a can of Raid definitely would not have resolved this, and probably made the situation a lot worse. Because what a lot of homeowners might do is, and there's the panel that just came off, and there's some insulation, so I'm just going to make sure everything's out of there. But what's tempting to do is just to kind of get close to the outside where we saw the yellow jackets coming into that hole, and just spray and kind of run. And what you'll do is you'll kill some yellow jackets right at the opening, but that spray wouldn't reach the nest, because the nest is protected underneath the insulation. It has a paper backing. And what the yellow jackets are going to do, they're going to say, okay, well, we're not going to go through that hole anymore to the outside. Let's find a new way out of the nest. And that can result in them way more of them coming into the house, or flooding into the house or something like that, just trying to find their way out. So we're just making sure everything's cleaned up. I'm going to put that insulation back in, because the insulation wasn't damaged. I mean, it's old, but it wasn't damaged, so we could just stick that back in there. You can see the copper pipe there where the hose used to be, where the hose spout used to come out. And again, if we were using some sort of mechanical saw, that easily could have ruptured that pipe. So that's why we use hand tools. Now, this client also had a hot tub right in the back there, and yellow jackets were also coming and going out of that. So we took care of that. I didn't film that just because frankly, it wasn't as cool as removing a nest from a wall, because the nest itself was inaccessible and a void in the hot tub. So we just treated that the same way with our PTPI, applied some long-term dust in there, and then sealed up the opening. So we can see that's our nest and the pieces of the drywall. Now, in this case, they didn't actually chew through the drywall. I'm just going to kill off these ones that made it out into the screen. But they exploited a gap that was on that patch of a drywall. There was a gap in it, and that's where the yellow jackets had come through. So we're just laying the nest out so the homeowners can take some pictures, a little memento of what their house was growing. And then we'll head on the outside, and we'll get everything treated on the outside with a long-term dust and seal it up. And then the homeowner was we didn't tape it off, because the homeowner was going to put a new piece of drywall on there. So they were going to get all that squared away. And another satisfied client. So again, we're dedicating this one to baby Dom. Congrats, 2021, he'll be born. Congrats to the family. And we are the mainline Malvern, Chester County, and southeastern Pennsylvania's hornet, yellow jacket, and wasp experts. So if you have an issue, call the pros at Prudential Pest Solutions, 484-401-4361.